This is Mick Elliott of Electronic Specifier. I'm on the Binder stand at Electronica with David Phillips, Director of International Sales. David, first of all, can you just talk us through Binder as a traditional German family business and its position as an innovator in the interconnect market?
Yeah, Binder was started in 1960 by Franz Binder and started producing connectors in 1968. And has continued to grow within the industrial marketplace, focusing on sensors and automation. Industrial automation is the key market, and we've transitioned from being a typical German Mittelstand to being a global company now. And then we're taking the next step to roll out a global sales strategy.
And when you say global, where have you penetrated so far, and what are the plans for the future?
Yeah, we started with our first sales company 15 years ago in China. Where we now manufacture as well for the local market, and since then we've added the USA, and in Europe, France, UK, Sweden, Netherlands, Austria, Switzerland, and maybe we're taking another step in Europe next year as well. So,
okay.
Yeah, we're an international company now, and we're taking the next step to being a global company.
Okay. Before we get on to some of what's going on in the company, maybe. The last couple of years have been a bit tumultuous with pandemics and supplier issues and lead times. So just let us know how Binder has coped with that and how you've come through that.
Yeah, fortunately for Binder, we're a highly vertically integrated company with a lot of manufacturing within the group. So we produce our own turn parts, we do plating, we do stamped and formed contacts, we do our own plastic moulding. So virtually every process is within the group, which gives us a great deal of control. The biggest difficulty has been material supply. So, for example, something as basic as plastic granule. That's proved challenging, and we've had to move products around the world. But I think we've reacted as well, if not better, than most manufacturers.
Sounds like you've got some flexibility there from you talking about moving things around the world.
For sure, we have manufacturing in Europe, in Germany and Hungary, and worldwide we have manufacturing in China and the USA. Generally, those manufacturing plants are for the local markets, but it does give us the flexibility to manufacture in different locations. Also, our international strategy has been to develop sales companies with inventory, so we have a large amount of inventory around the world. It's not ideal, but we're able to intertrade and move the inventory to where it's most effective. So, really, stock is king.
I was going to say, I guess the customers really appreciate that because the inventory is actually on their doorstep rather than being a few thousand miles away.
Yeah. I mean that's been a key part of our international strategy, is to have product in local markets. We started many of our European sales companies in sort of 2008, 2009, during the financial crisis, when many of the people in the industry were closing offices, moving inventory to central locations, moving call centres to Southern Europe or Eastern Europe, and we go into markets and we say, we're going to support the market. We put inventory in, and it's been a huge selling point for Binder.
Okay. Now, obviously, quality is top of the list for Binder, but what other factors are important to you? Quality, big key to success. You're looking at your technologies and your products and what sort of role they play in Binder's progress.
The technologies are extremely important for us, and the industry is changing. If you look, for example, say at the agricultural industry years ago, it was a purely sort of mechanical process. Now we have smart sensors, automation, we have actuators which are smart and need interconnect now. So those changing trends in terms of industrial Internet of Things and the connectivity have had a huge impact on us.
Some of the products, I suspect, are, if you like, tailored to the needs of some demanding applications. Can you talk us through those?
Yeah, I mean, as I've just mentioned, for example, like the farming industry and other industries, you're seeing connected devices everywhere. And the connected devices have now moved out of the factory into the environment. So environmental resistance is extremely important now. So making products which are with a high IP is extremely important.
What would you say are the most important target markets for Binder?
For Binder, the largest market and remains the largest market is industrial automation, and that's a key market for us. But outside of that, with our other industrial products, we look at say things like the medical industry, the lighting industry, the rail. They're all extremely important markets for Binder, and certainly will be in the future.
And I think you've got a slightly different approach in that you regularly exhibit at shows specific to some of the vertical markets that you sell into.
Yeah, that's true. As well as being at Electronica this week, we're also at Compomed. Last week we were at SPS for the automation industry. We were at an e-mobility fair recently. In other markets we focus on automation or lighting industry. Yeah, so we very much look at vertical industries.
And I guess looking at industrial automation, that's another area for you. You're involved in industrial automation, supplying product in that gets factories automated.
Exactly. And there's trends in those industries now towards faster data speeds, and then there's more and more sensors. And so, for example, we saw quite early the need for the single pair Ethernet, and we are working on solutions within those which we expect to bring to market in the next year.
How closely do you work with customers on development of products? Do you get roadmap from them on what they need and work towards that?
In some industries, yes. So we work very closely with a number of sensor manufacturers, and we get good visibility on what the growing trends are towards miniaturization or faster data speeds, and we work very closely with them.
You mentioned trends. Can you just give us some feel for what you're hearing?
The trends are for faster data speeds, for a move towards hybrid connectors, so you can take power and signal through the same connector, and higher IP ratings, as I mentioned as well.
Okay. And you've got obviously a research team working on this.
Yeah. I mean, we have product development within all our spheres. We also have a development company, Binder ITZ, which is looking at future technologies, where we already have printed electronics, which we have projects for use in switches with no moving parts. We're also working on products which we feature here today for like e-mobility, where we're using or are developing connectors with NFC communication built in. So you could take a connector maybe as a power supply to more than one device, and the device will give a signal to say what the power requirements are. It's a typical example.
I mean, it strikes me that from what you're saying, Binder's pretty well positioned, with a lot of resilience in the company, and certainly, a footprint globally that can take the company forward.
Yeah, we're very excited about what the future holds for Binder. For sure, I think we're entering very uncertain times, and the outlook for next year is very uncertain at the moment. But I think as being a privately owned business, which is in a fairly robust financial position, where we're able to react to whatever the market brings.
That's it. I think being a family business, decisions can be made quickly, whatever they are.
Yeah, we have a relatively flat management structure, and we're able to react very, very quickly, whether it's investment or recruitment or entering new markets. We can make those decisions very, very quickly.
And just to touch on it, you also work through the distribution channel as well, I guess.
Yeah, distribution is very important. I mean, that's how the business grew initially. So in markets like Germany, we have very strong regional distribution. We work with high service level partners, such as RS Components and Farnell, and
So there's a mix of high service and technical support type distributors as well.
Yeah, really, we go between the high service level and the design-in distributors. So most of our distributors are technically competent. That's how we grow our business, by working either with our own sales or with technically competent distributors who can design in.
Okay, but you can support those technical distributors as well where necessary in customers?
Exactly, yes. We have a well-trained technical sales force, product managers, customer support, in all the markets, and that's part of our plan, is that we have that in every country.
So just to sum up, Binder well positioned for growth in the future?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. We're excited about what the future opportunities hold for Binder.
Okay, David Phillips, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mick.